is our new cowl hood vent. There's one that goes on either side of this rib on all cowl hoods, most cowl hoods anyway. And so we're going to be cutting this nice carbon fiber hood of ours. It's our 2nd gen cowl hood, and we're going to be placing it on there. What you want to do is put the template on where you want it to be, and then we'll rough cut it. And there's going to be 2 holes for the screws that are underneath that hold it in place. The bottom edge has a flange that will hook under the edge, and once you rough cut it, you can kind of place it on there and see where you exactly want it, and you can kind of move it around. You have plenty of space since this is the outer portion of the frame. You have all this before you get to the edge to cut, to move it around. So make sure you wear the proper safety equipment, a mask, N95, some safety glasses. I'm going to use, cut off wheel here. Okay, so in the corners, rather than having a sharp corner, it's better to have a radius. So you can see I cut close to where I need to be, but not all the way. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drill. You can do this before you make the cut or after, it doesn't matter. And try to hit. We have our cut and our carbon fiber hood for our new vent that goes on cowl hoods, and it's fitting pretty well. Now what you'll find is on certain hoods, especially this one, you may have to recontour the bottom edge to fit your particular hood. This hood has a little bit more curve to it. Now most cowl hoods are pretty flat, but they don't look that good on a 2nd gen because they're a little bit more curvy. So I made this hood so it's got more curve to it, and so it's got more compound curve. But we designed this to fit most cowl hoods that are pretty flat, and they have just a little bit of a curve here, pretty flat here, pretty flat here. So what we have to do is take a little sandpaper, and what I like to do is protect the surrounding areas where I'm sanding. So we need to put a little more curve here, here, and here, and I already did a little bit of a curve here. Now this is going to bend once we put it on there, so it should be fine once we install it. Always wear protective gear. You don't want to breathe this stuff in. When cutting, I usually use, a cutoff wheel that goes right through it like butter. You have to be real careful though, because it can get away from you, and you don't want to, especially on a carbon fiber hood, put any nicks in it, because you might damage it for good. So that being said, I use some 60 grit, just a little piece, fold it over, and just start kind of sanding on it on the edge. It's probably going to take a little bit more than that. I already sanded it a little bit. But do a trial fit every now and then and kind of see what you're doing. Looks like we're pretty close. Still a little high here, so we need to take a little bit of material out there. I'll have to put more tape on there, but it's fitting pretty well. And what I did was I sort of rough cut the opening first, then dialed it in where I needed to. Now see what this is the underside, and because this is curved down, that's why I didn't cut this all the way down in there, because otherwise you'd have a big gap. And I'll show you on the other side here. You'll see how it matches up pretty well once it gives in place. And then what we'll do is we'll put a little caulk, black caulk, all the way around to fill that seam. There's other ways to handle that too. We might also make a like a plastic frame that goes all the way around there, just kind of frame it. But once you're done, just apply it, and like I say, you can put caulk all the way around to kind of seal it, and visually it'll look more blended, and then you're done. Okay guys, so here's the finished product. You can see what the vents look like installed on our carbon fiber hood. Now you can install these on any cowl induction hood, whether it's steel or composite or whatever.